Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Rakakodash, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there, Shalom to all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Long Live the King. Nero is back. The cruel Lord. In Doomsday. I didn't put anything together. I don't have any notes or anything like that. I'm just gonna go with the spirit. I was just watching a little bit more than 15 minutes in of a video that was put up by Richie from Boston. This was put up 3 hours ago. USA 2025. King Trump will be destroying the dollar this year. And you know what that means. If he does do it, and I see him doing it. So get a chance to watch this video. If I remember, I'll put it in the description box. If not, you know where to go. Richie from Boston fan page. His latest video. As a matter of fact, I even put a comment. Trump, aka Emperor Nero, one and the same. So this is Time Magazine. Long live the king. Got a crown on his head. Congestion pricing, is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king. President Donald J. Trump. President Trump calls himself the king after announcing administration's challenge to NYC congestion pricing. I always get tongue twisted with that. But let's see what that's going to be a court matter now. So let's see what's going to happen. I don't go to Manhattan anyway, so it really doesn't affect me. It's nothing but a toll. That's all it is. And I believe they have, that's also in London. Somebody help me out if you're from London, from England. I believe they had that started in London, if I'm not mistaken. To enter in London, you got to pay. So New York adopted it. But anyway, let me do this. Just seeing what's going on. Okay, Trump screws himself with attack on small towns. Hey, the people that put him in, I don't know about all of them, but a lot of them, they're experiencing buyer's remorse. They're regretting the fact that they put him in because he didn't. Everything he's doing now inside of this month, he's been in the office for a few days, beyond a month. And everything that he's doing has nothing to do with his campaign. You heard about the so-called illegals being sent back. You don't hear nothing about that no more. We hadn't heard nothing about that in really a couple of weeks. Oh, he mentioned about the wall. There's no news on the wall. He said prices will come down. He's going to tackle, inflation on day one. Day one, prices are going to come down. And they're going up. So this is, there's a bit of a mess. But we know why that is, because he's the king of Babylon. Will you ever see it says Trump. This looks like Time Magazine. And Trump is also in the scriptures. Matter of fact, let me go to the word Trump. Now it says that the last Trump, right? Well, he's the last Trump. You got a Trump card. Trump. Trump is short for trumpet. Let's look up the word Trump. And we are the doom. I'm saying this based upon a video that was put up. Interview was done with his title is Chief High Priest Alazar about the end of the world. He said the end could come anywhere between now and 1,000 years from now, and that's clearly, we're not going to be here no 1,000 years with Esau in power. You know, Esau has a limited kingdom, and we know that we're at the end because all these prophecies: Matthew 24, Luke 21, Mark Mark 13, also in the Apocrypha. What is the second Ezra's 15, 16, 13. What else? Second Ezra's 9, Second Ezra's 6. We'll probably go into Second Ezra's 6. I wanted to do that yesterday. So these prophecies are coming to pass. And Habakkuk 2, you know. And I will put in, Most High willing, the last days and the end of the world. I'm not going to be here for 1,000 years, or 500 years, or 20 years. I say the MOTB system, the micro C-HIP, sound like a broken record. The technology is already here. It's just a matter of doing some type of false flag event, some type of disease outbreak, something with the money, or combination of those things that I just mentioned to cause people to, you know, take it. And the majority of people will have no problem in taking it. There's going to be a certain percentage, I would say maybe 5%. And most of them that's going to have a problem with it are the good old boys and the good old girls, the Bible Belt people, the Bible thumpers, the what do you call it? Like I said, the Bible Belt people, the people down south, them born againers, because they know about the MOTB. Jake is just stupid. Even Israelites don't teach it, and they're gonna have a lot of explaining to do when you get that notice or you get the breaking news that you have to go ahead and get it, or you will not be able to buy or sell. That means you will be homeless because you need money to pay rent. If you don't have a car, you got to pay for registration and insurance, and you got to put gas in your car. You got kids and a woman, and your woman, if you strong, I ain't gonna take it. I know it's the MOTB. Well, how strong is your woman? Your woman might say, yes, my Lord, until she can't eat. Let her not eat a couple of meals. That's Jacob's trouble, by the way. Jacob's trouble is yet to come. We're in the beginning stages, I'll say, of Jacob's trouble. Things are going to get worse before it gets worse. So I put in the word trump, not trumpet. 1 Corinthians 15:52, which I knew about this precept. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. So we play on that word. At the last trump. There's not going to be Trump's son, Barron. He's not going to be the next guy. That's the last trump. Like I said, I'm playing on this word. Trump meaning trumpet. The seventh trumpet, right? I'm going to look up the word trumpet. For the trumpet shall sound. Which trumpet? The seventh trumpet. And the dead shall be raised incorruptible. They're going to be changed. And we shall be changed. We're going to have superhuman, extraterrestrial / celestial type bodies. This is 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 16. You really should start at the 13th verse. Let me read this and I'll go back to like the 13th verse. Go up a couple of verses. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, which is the trumpet, the seventh trumpet, and the dead in the Messiah shall rise first. Let me open this up. Those who died in the Messiah. You were doing this work diligently, the 100% truth, and you die, you're good. If you wasn't, you're still good. If you were Jake that fell off, went back into the world, and died, you're still good. You're gonna go up in the spiritual realm. You're gonna be in the kingdom. But the difference is this: the one that was diligent, even unto death, he's gonna be famous in the kingdom. He's gonna get one of those thrones, scepter and the crown. All the men will be kings, but there's gonna be an order, a rank and file in the kingdom. Starting with the physical king is King David. Like you got General Yohanan saying, "I'm second only to Christ." Well, when he says that, I don't know if he realizes that when you say that, you're saying that you're King David. So you might as well just say, "I'm King David." That's very simple, you know. I'm second in command only to Christ, meaning who's second in command only to Christ? I say Christ. I don't even like saying that word, to the Messiah. It's King David. The Messiah is going to be the spiritual king under the Most High, and David is going to be the physical king under Yahweh Shai. Then you're going to have the 12 thrones, the 12 kings are the 12 apostles, and then you got the 144,000, then you got the rest of the elect, then you got the rest of Israel. Not one Israel shall burn in hell, not one Edomite shall burn in hell, because there's no such thing as hell. So stop listening to the IUIC. I was listening to part of Bishop Nate's class. He's pretty good. I really didn't have nothing negative to say about his class. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but he was like going into the history and Titus, and so we listen to him every week, so you can know. But he really didn't say anything. I didn't pick up anything from what I heard, you know. It says, but I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep. Asleep meaning dead. Because you're really not dead, you really fall asleep. Because you're conscious, your spirit, the inner you is in the spiritual realm. You're conscious, you know. Paul spoke about that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahweh Shai died and rose again, and which we do, and not no white man, anybody that believes, I believe Jesus died and rose, and you picture Jake, picturing a Edomite, you ain't gonna make it. Even so, them also which sleep in Yahweh Shai will the Most High bring with him. They're going to be the first to be raised up. For this we say unto you by the words of the Lord, I'm saying the Lord, Kairos, that we are alive, that we which are alive and remain, which if I'm alive when that comes, I'm doing the work diligently unto the coming of Kairos, or the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, shall not prevent them which are asleep. Anybody that died in the Lord, their works do follow them. I'm gonna read that in a minute. For the Kairos, Yahweh Shai himself, shall descend. Why am I saying Kairos? Because if you click on that word in the Greek, the word there is Kairos. The word Yahweh is not mentioned in the New Testament, because the writers, when they went into the New Testament, they said, well, we're not going to put the name Yahweh. Well, in the Old Testament too, you'll come across the word, the Lord, and it'll say, it won't say Hashem, it'll say, what does it say? It says, Adonai, which is my Lord, my superior. So the New Testament, the word is Kairos, which is Adonai, my superior, someone over you in rank. But what should be there is either Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. It says, which Kairos is a title more than it's a name. From with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High. The 7 trumpets, the last trumpet We're going to be out of here between the 6th and the 7th trumpet. That's in Job, the book of Job, the 5th chapter. And the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. Then, so Abba, if he's here now, we don't know if he's here among us now or if he's still in the spiritual realm, but he'll be rose up. Everybody that was in the truth will be raised up, and we're going to see him. Oh, wow. So when we get into the ships, those that have died in the past, we will see them in the ship, provided that we are of the elect. It said that we, which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together with them into what? A big, gigantic UFO. And that's the Messiah's UFO. With them in the clouds to meet Kairos in the air, and so shall we ever be with Kairos, or the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. What does it mean? We will forever be, meaning we're going to be in our kingdom. Ain't no, the Magog is not going to come and attack us. It said, wherefore, comfort one another with these words. So now let me go to Revelation 14. Okay. Word find dead. 13th verse. You know what? Let me start. Oh, Doom. Wait a minute. Doom. We are the doomsday prophets, as Trump said. He spoke about, and even Daddy Bush mentioned the doomsday prophets, the prophets of doom. Trump, look it up. Trump says speaks about the prophets of doom. We are the prophets of doom. Doom for worshipers of the beast. So if you take this micro C hip, you will be doomed. Who said it? The prophets of doom. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and it's not a picture of a Caesar Borgia in the movie, the greatest story ever. See, that's him speaking. See Max von Sydow in the movie, the greatest story ever told. That's him speaking. That's the image speaking. No, you dummy. And receive his what? Mark. The word mark is not sin in all of its forms, whether it be political or religious. The word sin, the word mark is the word charagma, which is the chip in his forehead or in his hand. The same shall drink of the wine. In other words, if you take that chip to eat, to live in the system, to be on the grid, to fail that test, you're going to be destroyed by the Most High, because you're none of his. It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire. It ain't talking about eternal hell. Okay, Lazarus not going to be down there with Abraham and the rich man. Oh, that's a rich man. No, that's a parable, dummies. And that's why I said call the cops on the Christian. We don't have to talk. We don't have to converse. We don't have to say anything to the Christians. We don't have to. As soon as you find out a Christian, we don't want to talk to you. What are you, scared? No, we just don't want to talk to you. What are you, a Christian phobia? No, we hate Christians. We don't like Christians. The hell with Christians. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. Those are the missiles. Those are the missiles hitting Babylon the Great and Palestine in the presence of the holy angels. What does it mean in the presence of the holy angels? That means they're going to be in the ship. They're going to be up in these chariots watching the destruction. That's going to be the fulfillment of Psalms 91. Only with our eyes shall we see and behold the reward of the wicked. And part of the wicked are you Israelites, because you're going to be mistaken for wicked. You're going to be a black Edomite on that day. And in the presence of the Lamb, which is the Messiah. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, for a long, long time. and they have no rest day nor night. These are now, that's when we separate the nation from Jake. When they come back, they're going to be born into captivity. See, the first crop of slaves are going to come from Europe. We're going to go to Europe, and these Edomites are going to try to fight us, and we're going to have fun beating the shit out of them and chopping their heads off, and you know, I mean, we're just going to have a field day, just fucking them up. You know? Hey, there's a video. I believe it's a praying mantis fought 1,000 roaches and killed every one of them. If you put that in the YouTube, it should come up. He just cracking them, crack, and they lining up trying to fight this motherfucker and getting killed. Well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun killing them. We're gonna be the X-Men. You know. Hey, there's a what do you call it? Enemy of Superman. The only one that could kill Superman is a being called Doom. Doom killed Superman. Go to put that into Google. Who killed Superman? Doom. We're gonna go into the word Doom. We are the prophets of Doom, who worship the beast, who is part of the system, and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So the mark is the micro C hip. It's the micro C hip. It's going to be a major shakeup. There's going to be a major shakeup when you see that breaking news and you get a letter in the mail that you have to get this C hip. That's when you're going to question. That's when you're going to jump ship. You're going to jump that IUIC ship, that boat, that banana boat, which is called IUIC. You're going to jump ship. The one to do that smart. The idiot, the ones that are under a major zombie spell, and Nate says go ahead and take it. Because I think Nate is going to jump out that ship too. It's because he might be one of the elect. That knucklehead might be one of the elect. You're going to find out GMS is 100% right. It says, here is the patience of the saints. Because we're waiting for this to happen. Because, see, once the deliverance and destruction will not happen, doom will not take place. We will not experience doom until the prophecy of the MOTB comes to pass. Once that comes to pass, I'll say we'll be out of here inside of a month or so. It'd be nice if it was a week or so. Because the Most High just wanted to, he said, okay, they failed the test. Okay, I'm going to destroy them, and I'm going to deliver the elect. It said here, so if you got the chip, what if you elect and get the chip? Well, if you got the chip, you're not the elect, okay? You're not going to get the chip. It says, here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahushua. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in Yahushua from henceforth, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors. What labors did they do? Doing His work. And their works do follow them. Their works do follow them, right? Let me do this. I know it's Ezekiel 3. Ezekiel chapter 3. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Okay, that's 10 times. Okay, it's right around here. Again, when a righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness, he comes to the truth, he turns his back on the truth, and committed iniquity, meaning you're no longer under the blood of Yahushua, if you turn back go back into the world. And I lay a stumbling block before him. What is a stumbling block? A stumbling block. Like you have these different camps teaching you these different. The chip is not the MOTB is not the microchip. It's something else. It's sleeping with white women, whatever. And you follow those people. They're set up as a stumbling block. Because there's certain people, the Most High, certain groups, the Most High set up to be false groups to make you guys that are not of the elect follow these guys to your own destruction. It says, I lay a stumbling block before him. He shall die because thou hast not given him a warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness, which he have done, shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Let me read that again. Again, I may read that in the NLT. Again, when a righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness, he comes to the truth, and committeth adultery. In other words, he goes off, and I lay a stumbling block before him. He shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. You got to tell these guys, if you see a guy walking down the street that was in the camp, you say, yo, brother, you know you're going to get destroyed. You got to tell him that. It said, nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he doeth not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned also, thou hast delivered thy soul. So you got to tell him, you got to remind him that the Most High going to kill you. And you better pray and fast that the Most High bring you back into this fold, which is a very hard thing to do. Okay, now let me do this. Let me go to the end of the world. I'm not going to make this too much longer. Okay, that's, wow, over 100 times. Psalms 19:4. Their line is going out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. Now the word world here, I will look it up. I believe that's what is it? Ratazah. I'm looking up in a minute. And them have he set a tabernacle for the sun. That's going into the World Wide Web. So I can do a video and it can go to Russia, it can go to China, it can go to Africa, it can go all around the world. All you got to do is go to the right page. So let me look up the word world. We're in the end of the end. We're in the end of this thing. The interviewer that interviewed chief priest, whatever his title is, he said, what about the end of the world? He said, oh, it can happen, in not too many words. Oh, it could happen between now and 1,000 years from now. If he asked me the same question, I said, it's very, very close. Well, how close? Give me exact. I can't give you an exact date. No one knows but the Father. So what is your idea of when it's going to come? I said I'll be surprised if we go to 2027. We can't go to 2027. But this we're counting down the months. The prophecies, the major prophecy is already set in place, which is the mark of the beast. We sound like a broken record on that. Now, when the chip comes, ain't nobody gonna have no excuse. You can't say, well, if the Lord showed me, the Lord did show you. You just didn't want to follow us. I'm gonna go to the word world. Okay, the word world is Thabal. Right, world. Inhabited part. Yeah, meaning the earth. So that's another word for the earth. Thabal. See where the root goes back to. Yabal. It just means the earth. Give me a second. Isaiah 62 verse 11, behold, the Lord Yahweh hath proclaimed unto the end of the world. Where the end of the world is actually the other side of the earth. The other side of the earth. Because this prophecy is coming out of what? The West. America. Not the Americas, Canada, Central and South America, but America. Babylon. Canada is not Babylon. Canada is not a part of Babylon. Canada may be touching Babylon, but it's not a part of Babylon. Matthew 13 verse 39. The enemy, and by the way, Matthew 13, this is a prophecy. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world. Doomsday, which we're living in the end of the world. And it's a countdown to months. And thank the Most High. All praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua for putting Trump in there, because he's gonna make things happen. He's gonna move this thing quick. It says, and the reapers are the angels. So shall it be. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just. You've been noticing. There's even the government is noticing these UFO sightings. The UFO sightings are ubiquitous. Look that word up. Matthew 24:3. This is dealing with doom. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of the coming of the end of the world? So how do we know that we're in the end of the world? Because of all these signs. Just read the whole chapter. Read Matthew 24. Earthquakes in diverse places, wars and rumors of wars, premature babies coming to life, due to technology. Knowledge shall increase. Knowledge goes into the word science. The word science means to know. Let me see. Matthew 28 and 20. Teaching them to observe all things I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. So the Spirit, the Great Spirit is with us, even unto the end of the world. Hebrews 9 verse 26. For them must he often have. I got to open this up. This goes into you people that turn you out. If I'm not mistaken. Oh no, this is not it. This is something else. But I will read it anyway. It said, for then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world, but now once in the end of the world, that's talking about the Messiah, hath he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself, and as it is appointed unto man once to die, but after that the judgment. So what does it mean by is appointed unto man once to die? It's talking about he died one time. So the Messiah was once offered to bear the sins of many. So this is talking about, it's not talking about man in general, it's talking about Yahweh Shai. Although men in general die the same way. And they're judged, and then they put back in the body, and they go back into the physical realm, again, the third dimension. So now let's go to the last days. Let's see how many times that comes up. When did the Most High, how can I say, when did the clock start running for the last days? 2,000 years ago. When you go to Hosea in Hosea chapter 6, he was talking about the Roman Empire. He's talking about the pagan ancient Roman Empire 2,000 years ago, and the rebirth of the Roman Empire. This is why Esau refers to him coming to the Americas and taking over the world. What do they call it? The Renaissance. It just means rebirth. They would put the dead, to put to death, the deadly wound, Revelation 13, and they came back to life for a short season, which is 500 years, about approximately 500 years. Why did Christopher Columbus come over here? Did he come over here as a mistake? No. It was the Most High, the divine providence of the spiritual realm that led him over here, man. And he even saw a spaceship, a chariot, and he referred to it as St. Elmo's fire. It ain't St. Elmo's fire. It was a chariot with an angel in it, man, guiding him to America. He took that as a positive sign. Man's goings are of the Lord. You know the rest of the story. Genesis 49:1. And Jacob called unto his sons, which proves Jacob is a prophet, and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall before you in the last days. We're in the last days. The last days started when Yahweh Shai came on the scene. That's when the clock began to run out. So when you go back to Hosea chapter 6, it says after the third day he will revive us. What does it mean to be revived? To wait, if you got knocked out, somebody puts a smell salt in you, hit you in the back of the neck, you revive. Where am I? Where am I? Right? You in a coma, they use certain medical procedure. Sometimes they can put you in a medically induced coma, and they can bring you out of a medically induced coma. So when they bring you out of a medically induced coma, that means what? That means you will revive. You were brought back to life. Right? So guess what? We are being brought back to life. So this is a renaissance. Israel's renaissance. We got to start using that word. Did not Esau use the word renaissance? Was not Esau revived? Behold, the deadly wound was healed. So we're in the time of the end of this man's world. Isaiah 2:2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established to the top of the mountain, meaning this is the kingdom. The kingdom is being established. The temple is being built. They're talking about the third temple. The third temple are the people. They just don't see that. Micah 4:1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountain. What is that talking about? The kingdom. Acts 2 verse 17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Lord, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. All kind of brothers are having visions. Seems like every week, brothers I be having visions. All kind of brothers and even sisters be having visions. Because it said women, your young girls, your women, your young girls, your boys, your old men shall see visions and dreams and so forth and so on. That's in the same chapter. So when you start seeing these visions about chariots coming, about people lining up getting chipped, seeing a mushroom cloud, or the heavens roll together, we're in that time. We're not going to be here for next. We're not going to be here for 500 years. The most, anytime a system goes down, go to the history. The Most High always sent the prophet. He always sent prophet or prophets for the downfall of the kingdom. Abba had to come. If Abba never came, which is Elijah, this wouldn't be the end of the end. He got to come. That's Malachi 4 in real life. It said before, at least I smite the earth with a curse. And then the curse that he's going to smite the earth with is what? They're going to burn like an oven, an ancient oven. Ancient ovens, they didn't have no dial you put up to 450 degrees and drop it down to 350. They put it in the broiler, you know? Them ancient, the Elamites, when you buy Elamite food, they use those ancient ovens, man. When they make paratha and naan, which is a bread, it takes like 2 seconds to make paratha. They take the dough, they put it on the oven, they turn it quick, and in 2-3 seconds, that thing is done. You leave it 5 seconds, you can burn it. You got to throw it away. So that's talking about an ancient oven, which the oven is going to be what? The missiles. Gonna be hot on that day. It said the gold and the silver is cankered, and they're beautiful. One of my favorite precepts. Your gold and silver is cankered. What are they doing right? What have they been talking about for the last couple of days? Going to Fort Knox. They didn't mention the gold reserve in Denver, Colorado. They didn't mention the gold reserve in West Point, New York, upstate New York. They didn't mention the gold reserves. Oh, when the World Trade Center went down, there were vaults with gold. You had the NYPD and the fire department. They were fighting. They got orders to get them vaults. We got to steal that gold. They show you that in the movie Gangs of New York, how corrupt the firemen were. When there was a fire, the fire guy would come in there to get out the house, and they would steal all your goods. And then you say, "Where's my goods?" Oh, we don't know. We don't know what happened. That's a known. That happens to this day. It says, "Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them." Now, Nero made a statement. He said, "We're gonna go to Fort Knox and see if there's gold in there. I don't know what we're gonna find, but if there's no gold, that's gonna be sad." Well, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? If the gold was missing, who took the gold? And the people that took the gold are long dead. The rest of them shall be a witness against you and shall eat your flesh. Because they're talking about gold now. They're talking about gold. Gold is getting ready to reach 3,000. I said it was going to happen in a couple of weeks. Maybe not. Bobby, look, a couple of weeks, it should go up. It should tap 3,000. That's going to be breaking news in the financial world. And they're going to be all happy. You don't know how gold and silver works. They're trying to gather the gold because I believe they want to back the cryptocurrency, digital coins. They want to have a backing. See, the U.S. dollar, the Federal Reserve note, is not backed. You know what backs the U.S. coin that people believe is good? That's the backing. You know? That's not tangible. Real money in the paper form has to be backed up by, like your car. You have a car. You have a title to the car, a certificate of title. You really don't have a title. The DMV got the title. They give you a certificate of title saying that we got the title. Now, if the car burns up in a fire and you sell the guy the car, you give him the certificate and he says, "Where's the car?" I said, "The car burnt up, but you got the certificate." Well, you might as well tear the certificate up. Same thing with gold. That's why you had gold certificates. $20 back in the 20s is no different than about $3,000 today. If you had a $20 bill, you can if somebody just gave you 3,000, you can have a good time with your girl or whatever. Go to Atlantic City or whatever. You can have a pretty damn good time off of $20. But they don't understand the money system. You know, understand? So being that they're talking about gold, so that now when they're talking about gold and what's in Fort Knox and this and the reserves and the Federal Reserves in New York and so forth, you're going to find out that we're going to find out. They stopped talking about it. We're going to find out what they're going to do with the gold. If they actually going to go with cameras and they're going to go in there, and I'm going to know if they going in there and they really find stacks of gold. Now, when they find stacks of gold, they gotta do a chemical assay on the gold to see if it's real. So if it's a stacks of gold, they got to grab maybe every 10th gold. Grab that bar, 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 and test all of them. If some of them are gold and some of them are tungsten, then they got to go deeper because they say how many tungsten bars are there. And look, Trump doesn't know about gold and silver. He doesn't know about real money. He just doesn't, you know. It says, the rest of them shall be a witness against you and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. It's talking about the rich, start from the first verse. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Treasures is not dollars. Treasures is gold and silver. That's true, real money. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. What does it mean by, and we read this yesterday, we read the second chapter. We teaching this truth and you got people scoffing. Christians are nothing but scoffers. But anyway, let me do this. The word doom in the Apocrypha. Okay, so it says here, the word doom appears in the Bible in several places, including Ezekiel 7:7, and 10, and 2 Ezra 7:43. The word doom comes from the Hebrew word Duma. It can mean death. Wow, they're saying that doom is a Hebrew word. It can mean death, total destruction, or the last judgment. So are we prophets of doom? Yes, we are prophets of doom. In the King James Version of the Bible, doom appears in 2 Ezra, which is the King James, 7:43, as the day of doom shall be the end of this time. So are we the prophets of doom? You got damn right we the prophets of doom. Ezekiel 7:7, and then you got verse 10. The Revised Version of the Bible translates Sephirah as doom, has burst forth. Doom can also mean a judgment or a decision, especially one that is formally pronounced. Doom can also mean a sentence, condemnation, or sentence of punishment. Doom can also mean the condition resulting from a judgment or sentence. Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is a collection of writings that are not considered part of the accepted canon of Scripture. Well, we accept it. The term Apocrypha comes from the Greek word apokrition, which means to hide away. Right? Apoc means to send away in secret. Okay, let me just go here to, let me pull this up. So if anybody asks you, are we the prophets? Yes, we the prophets of doom. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. Whose time? Esau. Esau is go a chapter back. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And the beginning of the immortality, meaning to not dead, for to come, wherein corruption is past. Let me read again. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. So we are also known as end time prophets. Even so, now seeing corruption is grown up, and this place is totally corrupt, and wickedness increases, and the righteous have prayed for the ungodly. Wherefore shall it not be so now also? He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. The glory is a kingdom. That's in Romans 9. So you're not going to get glory in this kingdom. You here to be punished, right? It says, therefore have they prayed for the weak. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. We're coming to the day of doom and the beginning of the immortality, the kingdom for to come, wherein corruption is past. And our kingdom is going to be a righteous, thereby dwelleth righteousness, right? It says, intemperance is at an end, infidelity, unbelief is cut off, righteousness is grown, that's the kingdom, and truth is sprung up. Truth is sprung up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed. You want to save Mr. White Man? You're going to die with him. Nor to oppress him that have gotten the victory. Because we're going to get the victory. That's, matter of fact, let me go here. One more precept. Revelation 15. We're going to get the victory. The elect, starting with the elect. The prophets, aka prophets of doom. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory. Who gotten the victory? The elect. Over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark. That's the test. That's what Revelation 3 and 10 is all about. That's the test. That's the test. That's the ultimate test. We're going to see who's real. You're going to miss a couple of meals, you're going to take that chip, you're going to be destroyed. And over the number of his name, which is based upon 666, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High, and they sing the song of Moses. The song of Moses is Deuteronomy chapter 32. The servant. Now, also there's another song, was the Exodus 15. The servant of the Most High, which are the elect, and the song of the Lamb, the Messiah, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord power almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints, or the Israelites, who shall not fear thee, O Yahweh, and glorify thy name. There it goes again, glorify thy name. We glorify the Most High's name, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. There's a certain group that doesn't. They're glorifying a white Jesus. For thou only art holy, for all nations shall come and worship before thee. That's what is that? That's Micah 4 and Isaiah 2. For thy judgment or doom are made manifest. Are made manifest. And after that I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was open. So anyway, with that I'm going to say shalom, on to the next shalom.